What is going on, everybody? Grayson here from Profit. It's Monday. We're going to talk a little bit about SVR booster boxes. And guys, I'm going to sound like a little bit of a broken record in this video, but I want to keep harping on the opportunities in the hobby that I see, that I think people are going to regret not taking advantage of in the future. And I also want to look kind of big picture in this video as well, just at what's happened over the past year, I'd say at this point, when it comes to buying certain sets and how I think the market is now starting to view parts of the SV era and even the Sword and Shield era, etc. So starting off SV base, $270. I will say I'm pretty sure almost all of the SV era booster boxes were up in terms of market price over the past 7 days. Maybe there was one box that was an exception, but most of them were up a little bit. But most of you guys watching this video care more about the sales volume, supply, days of inventory remaining. I'll say, just bang my table there. I'll say most of the SV era booster boxes we're somewhere between like 30 and 45 days of inventory remaining. And that basically translates to somewhere between 8 and 20 cases worth of booster boxes below a 20% leg up and fairly weak sales volume, somewhere between, let's call it 1 and 3 boxes selling per day on eBay North America for most of these sets. And something like SV base, I think was actually fairly close to 1 this week, maybe 7 or 8 sales. So not that impressive. And when I see this, I do start to question what's going to happen to a lot of these earlier SVRS sets. I think it's obvious to most people, with the exception of 151 and maybe Paldean Fades. The earlier part of the SV era really isn't that attractive when we're looking at set value, right? And top chases. They're just not expensive. I understand pull rates are different, etc. I understand a lot of this stuff was actually open because back then booster boxes were very cheap, like $70, $80, $90. Made sense to open them. I opened a lot myself. But, with the way the market is moving, a lot of people are valuing super deep sets that have incredible chase cards. Your prismatic evolutions. I mean, those PCTBs are now on a run. Look at 151, which again is kind of an exception, but there's so much demand and nostalgia behind a set like that. Ascended Heroes. I mean, everybody's talking about Ascended Heroes right now. Destined Rivals, obviously. The Team Rocket element. The fact that there is fairly legit chase cards in there. People are really flocking to those sets now. Whereas something like your SV base or a Temporal Forces, it's just not that exciting. Even though it's older, a lot of people are now starting to turn to these newer sets and going, hey, I'm probably going to do better in these, right, over the next few years. So I do question what's going to happen to a lot of these sets. Paldea Evolved, this is kind of like on the fence, right? It's one of these older sets. It's not the best in the world, but it's still fairly legit. 3 boxes or so moving per day on eBay. Buy it now, which is fine, I'd say. The box is now up to around $450. So this with 151 are kind of like the 2 exceptions, I'd say, of basically the earlier SV era that I think will still do quite well. Obsidian Flames, $345. I think it's going to sit around this range for a while, unless, of course, the entire Pokemon market continues to move up, at which point I think 151 will kind of lead the way, Paldean Fates, and then you'll see Obsidian Flames, Paradox, SVBs, those earlier block sets move afterwards. Paradox Rift, $270. Again, not doing too much. It was up a little bit this week, and sales volume is fairly weak. Now, before we talk about Temporal and everything else, and I get to kind of like the meat and potatoes of this video, if you guys enjoy the content, I'd really appreciate if you leave a like on the video. It helps out a ton, getting these videos pushed out to more people. Also, if you want to work with me this year, a bunch of useful links in the description, mentorship program, the consultation calls. I made a ton of mistakes when I got into this hobby that cost me a lot of time and money. So if you're just getting into the space, you feel a little bit lost, definitely recommend reaching out. Thank you guys so much for the support on the channel. And also, one more thing too, before we get back to the video. Tonight, if you're watching this after 6 p.m. PST, 9 p.m. Eastern, I'm going live with Dan from Catch 'em All Collectibles. So come hang out, ask a question about business, Pokemon investing. Should be a fun time. Now, getting back to Temporal Forces, kind of the same thing going on with the early SV block. It's, moving fairly slowly on eBay North America. Buy and now sales probably somewhere between 1 and 2 per day. There's probably, I'd say, 14 cases worth of Temporal Forces below a 20% move. So not too much to discuss here. Twilight Masquerade. Now, this is getting close to $350. So it's starting to break out a little bit from a lot of these other kind of weaker sets, I'd say. And, Twilight's probably going to be third or fourth best booster box set of the SV era. So definitely in the top half. The Greninja's a solid card. You have the Carmine, the Eevee, couple decent hits inside of there. Sales volume just still isn't great. So even though it's a bit better of a set than a lot of these other ones like Obsidian Paradox Rift, I'm still not super bullish on it compared to how I view Prismatic or 151 or Paldean Fates or, of course, Ascended Heroes now. Stellar Crown. Now, this is interesting because this box is almost $300 on TCG Player. The other thing, too, about Stellar Crown is that the sales volume, I think, was actually third highest in the era this week behind Surging Sparks and Destined Rivals. So that's kind of surprising. If you guys go back and you watch the videos from last year, generally Stellar had one of the worst sales volumes. My guess is right now, because the Squirtle and Bulbasaur are kind of popping off, that's probably playing a little bit into what's going on there with how many boxes are moving. Surging Sparks, though, this is kind of what I wanted to get to in this video. And if you guys have watched the Monday videos over the past couple weeks, you know that I've been saying the sales volume and demand for Surging Sparks is unmatched, right? Like you can take basically the entire SV era booster boxes outside of Surging, combine the sales volume of all those sets, and you're basically equivalent to Surging Sparks. This week, however, because Destined Rivals actually moved down a little bit in sales volume, you can combine every single SV era set now, and the sales volume will still not be the same as Surging Sparks. That's how many booster boxes are selling. Buy it now every single day. It was actually higher than last week for Surging. We're getting close to 30 per day, guys. Buy it now selling. So you add in auctions, like these are moving quickly. I wouldn't be shocked if these start to run to like 275, 280. I've been saying, I think it's only a matter of time. Now, if we get more boxes in the vending machines over the next couple weeks to month, obviously that'll slow it down. But once that well dries up, we're going to see Surging go on an absolute run. And you're going to see most people in the hobby who are very bearish on the set, saying that it was very mid, they're going to start to change their tune real quick. So keep an eye on this going forward. I'm not saying that you should put all your dollars towards Surging. I think Ascended Heroes, I mean, it's close, right, in terms of where I think those sets are going to be in a few years. But you could put some money towards Surging, some towards Ascended. I still think Prismatic, like the booster bundles at $75, a very legit play to make as well. Those are going to be $150, $200. I mean, just look at 151 bundles being $180. If those stay at that level or continue to grow, eventually Prismatic's going to get there. So there's so many strong options that you can make right now. But if you want to allocate some money towards Surging Sparks, I don't think it's a bad play at all. I don't think you're going to be losing in the long run. Journey Together, we'll touch on this quickly. 250, sales volume's pretty bad. The amount of boxes out there, let's call it, I want to say like 12, 14 cases, something like that, below $300-ish USD. And then Destined Rivals, the sales volume last week, I want to say was over 7 boxes per day on eBay. We were down to 5 this week. So a lot less Destined moving. You're also starting to see some listings, 450, 475, the odd box showing up on eBay. So it just seems like maybe people are moving on to Ascended or they're going to Prismatic right now. Like the dollars are going somewhere else, clearly. Now, there still is a lot of demand for Destined. I mean, contrast 5 boxes of a $500 box to anything from the Sword and Shield era. I mean, Brilliance in that range, Chilling. Those are normally moving somewhere between like 2 and 3 per day. So more than double still, right? And that speaks to the demand for this set. But at this level, money's going different places. And we're not even going to get into like the potential reprints end of Q1, that kind of rumor going around. So maybe that's affecting some people and how they view the set currently. Mega Evolution and Phantasmal, these are both up over the past week, and Mega's getting close to $300 a box for the enhanced version. I'm sure part of this has to do with the Bulbasaur box topper absolutely popping off, but it's a legit set as well. The sales volume is fairly consistent on Mega. I think Phantasmal, it was, I want to say like 15 to 20% higher than last week actually, which is crazy because this box is $350 more or less. But Mega is fairly consistent. Supply on the market's definitely coming down and continuing to drop. Like 2 months ago, I want to say 3 months ago, we were talking about there being about 1,000 boxes, 1,100 boxes below a 20% move. We're probably at like 33% of that number now, 30% of that number. Like the supply of this box has just dried up incredibly fast. So good sign if you own a lot of Mega. But again, it's a new set, so we'll see what happens over the next couple years. There's still a lot of time to be played, right? And when we look at a set like Surging, you have to think a newer set is going to eventually get the same treatment, right? Like, why would they just do Surging and then skip? I mean, skipping Journey makes sense in my mind, but skipping Destin, skipping Mega, skipping Phantasmal Flames, which are all probably more popular sets than Surging, let's be honest, or at least equal to, right? Like Destin, I would rank higher, but Mega, I think that's probably more desirable than Surging. Phantasmal, obviously. I mean, looking at those Charizard cards, that's going to be enough to carry this set. I'm sold on it at this point. So we'll just look at these card prices here for a second before we get out of here. Say no to the survey. I'm curious where this is at now. Almost $800, guys, right? Charizard SIR, 800 bucks. I mean, recent sales, we're pushing 900 now. I just saw this today. 850, yeah. Like, who knows? Maybe this runs to $1,000, which is crazy to even say, considering the gem rate and considering the pop already in this card. But you guys let me know in the comments down below what you think. TLDW, if you just want a small conclusion to what's going on here, Surging, the demand for that box compared to the rest of the SV era is unmatched. And I think a lot of people are going to regret not having that in a couple years when Pokemon stops putting it out into the market. So with all that said, thank you guys so much for watching the video. Stay safe wherever you are in the world, and I'll catch you in the next one.